Welcome to AI Convo Cast, where we bring you the latest in AI and tech innovation. Quick housekeeping. Check out the affiliate links in our description. Using them supports the show, and please don't forget to rate, review, and share if you like what you hear. Let's jump right in.
Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're jumping straight in. Artificial intelligence. It's not just coming, it's here. And it's weaving itself into your daily life faster than maybe we realize.
Right. We've been looking at recent news industry reports, especially focusing on AI trends for 2025.
And our goal is really to pull out what's most interesting, what's most important for you, the listener, about this integration.
Exactly. Forget the far-off sci-fi ideas for a moment. We're talking practical tools. Things like Microsoft Copilot helping you summarize news articles.
Or Google Gemini, which is aiming to be a better conversational partner, helping with productivity. These are tools making AI actually accessible.
They really are. And the adoption rate is, well, it's pretty staggering.
Yeah, I saw they figure over 90% of organizations increase their AI use just in the past year.
That tells you something, doesn't it? It's not a slow trickle. It's happening right now.
But that speed also brings up a point you mentioned earlier about AI literacy.
Absolutely. As these tools become common, we all kind of need to understand their limits, right? What they can do, what they can't do, maybe even some of the ethical questions involved.
Okay, so let's dig into that practicality.
Yeah.
You mentioned only about 8% of companies feel their generative AI stuff is really mature. What does that signal?
Well, it tells me we're still very much in the building and refining stage, even with this fast adoption. The hype is settling and the focus is shifting to, real-world usefulness.
So specific features.
Yeah, like with Microsoft Copilot. They're apparently working on Copilot Daily, getting news summaries read in a familiar voice.
Yeah.
Makes it easy to catch up.
Easier than scrolling through headlines, maybe.
Could be. And then there's Copilot Vision, which aims to actually understand the content on a web page, not just the text. That could change how we browse.
Interesting. And Google's not standing still either. Their January 2025 updates for Gemini sounded pretty significant.
Definitely. Gemini 2.0 Flash, that's the one built for speed, faster responses. And Gemini Live, pushing towards more natural back-and-forth conversation.
And we're seeing this pop up in cars, like Mercedes-Benz, and in education tools, too.
Exactly. The trend seems to be taking these big, powerful models and sort of specializing them, tuning them for specific jobs to make them more efficient and useful for that particular task.
Which leads us neatly into Google's Gemini 2.5 Flash, launched just this April, right? April 9th, 2025. This seems like a big step towards making AI cheaper, more practical.
It does seem that way. It's engineered specifically for those high-volume, cost-sensitive jobs. Think customer service chats, real-time summaries, places where you need decent AI, but it has to be affordable at scale.
And the key feature is this dynamic and controllable computing. How does that work?
Yeah, think of it like the AI adjusts its own engine power based on the question. Simple query. Use less processing, save cost, respond fast, more complex, ramp it up.
Smart. So it optimizes resources.
Precisely. It's positioned, against things like OpenAI's O3 Mini, DeepSeek's R1. It's a trade-off, maybe a tiny bit less accuracy sometimes, but much more affordable for everyday applications.
So the impact for us, day to day, more AI baked into the apps we already use.
That's the potential, yeah. More capable virtual assistants, smarter features in things like Google Workspace, maybe even tools we haven't thought of yet, because the cost barrier is lower. It really could democratize AI quite a bit.
Okay, so that's the near future, but let's pause for a second. It's easy to focus on what's next and forget how much AI is already here.
Oh, absolutely. It's often invisible, isn't it?
Like Face ID on your phone, that's AI, right? Biometric authentication.
Definitely. Complex algorithms. And voice assistant, Alexa, Siri, Google Assistant, they handle, what was the figure? Something like 30% of U.S. household queries daily.
Wow, that's a lot.
It is. And social media feeds, Instagram, TikTok, pure AI curation, trying to guess what you want to see next.
Even email. Gmail blocking nearly all spam, 99.9%. That's AI working behind the scenes.
And productivity tools we might take for granted. Grammarly checking your writing.
Smart replies in Gmail or Outlook, suggesting quick responses. Saves a few seconds here and there.
It adds up. And navigation, Google Maps, optimizing routes for over 1 billion people every month. That's complex AI analyzing traffic in real time.
Plus ride-sharing apps like Uber and Lyft, using it for pricing, matching drivers. It's quite embedded already.
It really is. Okay, so pivoting back to the future, those 2025 trends and beyond, we're seeing a push towards more advanced reasoning.
Right, specialized AI models, not just pattern matching, but actual problem solving.
Exactly. Models like OpenAI's O1 or Microsoft's Phi 3 are aiming for that, tackling complex stuff in law, medicine, coding, like multi-step logical thinking.
That sounds like a significant leap.
It is, and to make it practical, you see things like Microsoft's Orca 2. It uses synthetic data, AI-generated data, to train smaller, more efficient models for specific tasks.
Like analyzing legal contracts you mentioned, so tailored AI without needing a giant, expensive model for everything.
That seems to be the idea. More bang for your buck, tailored to the job.
Another big trend, AI agents. Automation taking a step up.
Yeah, AI that can do more on its own, with less hand-holding. Microsoft and Google are apparently both working on agents that could, say, book your travel or manage finances.
Okay, that feels like it could really change workflows.
Huge potential for efficiency. Businesses are already reporting good ROI on AI, sometimes quite quickly, and HR departments are seeing results, like faster hiring times.
Then there's multimodal AI, systems that understand different kinds of data at once.
Right. Video, audio, sensor data. Google Cloud's working on AI that analyzes video tone, facial expressions, maybe sensor readings from machines.
Applications seem broad there. Market sentiment, predictive maintenance.
Potentially, yes. And healthcare, again, cross-referencing images, patient history, lab results. The promise is more accurate diagnoses, fewer errors. Some studies suggest a 25% reduction in diagnostic errors is possible.
Incredible. But all this needs serious computing power. That brings us to the hardware, the custom silicon.
Crucial piece. NVIDIA's GPUs have been dominant, but companies like Google with their TPUs and others are designing their own chips specifically optimized for AI tasks.
But there are bottlenecks, right? GPU shortages, the sheer amount of energy these data centers consume.
Big challenges. It's a constant push-pull between performance and energy efficiency. Developing more sustainable AI infrastructure is becoming really critical.
Okay, let's quickly touch on specific sectors. What are the forecasts saying for 2025? Healthcare.
Faster drug development is a key hope. Education, personalized learning, boosting student performance.
Retail.
Increased profit margins through better optimization. Finance, better fraud prevention.
And transport.
Hopes for reduced traffic congestion through smarter management systems. And looking a bit further, say 2025 to 2030, the economic impact predictions are massive.
Yeah, trillions added to global GDP. And interestingly, forecasts often suggest net positive job creation, new roles appearing.
It's not just automation replacing jobs, but also creating new types of work. Plus, AI in the public sector disaster response, better citizen services.
And we could probably expect stricter regulations around data privacy and AI bias coming down the line, too.
Almost certainly. That's going to be a huge area of focus.
Okay, one last major piece of this puzzle. The hyperscalers. AWS, Google Cloud, Microsoft Azure. They seem central to everything we've discussed.
Absolutely pivotal. Their infrastructure dominance, their sheer scale. It's foundational. They provide the raw compute power. Google Cloud, for instance, reportedly increased its AI compute capacity dramatically.
And their custom chips like TPUs or AWS's Inferentia give them an edge.
Performance and cost advantages, yes. But it's more than just infrastructure. It's the ecosystem lock-in.
Oh, sorry.
By bundling AI tools directly into their existing platforms, Copilot inside Office 365, Google AI features within Workspace, if you're already using their cloud, adopting their AI becomes almost seamless. It's vertical integration.
Makes sense. And their scale must give them pricing power.
Definitely. They can often undercut smaller competitors, and their consumption-based pricing models make it accessible. Plus, they're leading generative AI research themselves and hosting models from other companies. They're becoming the central marketplaces for AI.
So their market share in AI-ready data centers is just growing and growing.
It seems that way. Of course, they face challenges too. Those GPU shortages affect them. The energy demands are enormous.
And their response is partly developing their own custom silicon.
That's a big part of it. Reducing reliance on external suppliers like NVIDIA, optimizing for their specific needs, trying to improve energy efficiency. They're essentially building the bedrock for this AI future.
Right. So pulling this all together for our deep dive, it's undeniable, isn't it? AI isn't some far-off concept anymore.
Not at all. It's becoming deeply embedded in the tools you use for work, the services you interact with every day.
So maybe the question to leave listeners with is this. Thinking about your own daily routine, where do you see AI making the biggest changes in the next few years? Which parts will be most transformed?
That's a great question. It's worth thinking about. And maybe exploring some of the tools we mentioned or digging into the ethical side a bit more.
Because this evolution isn't stopping. AI is going to keep shaping our lives, probably in ways we haven't even imagined yet.
Thank you for listening to AI Convo Cast. Please don't forget to rate, review, and share if you like what you hear. Thanks and hope to see you again next time.